So I was listening to a podcast on the drive over this morning by Sigma Nutrition. Really good resource if you haven't heard of it. I'd advise you to check it out. They had a registered dietitian on who's from the States. He's also a researcher. And he raised an interesting point. Often we hear in the media about evidence-based, like evidence-based guidelines or evidence-based practice. But I didn't quite appreciate what this meant. Whereas we may often see on products a link to a specific study, it doesn't necessarily mean there's an evidence base for it. It's not just a single study, it's a collective understanding through multiple fields of research. And then we also need to consider when we take that research and communicate it to the general public, how is that acted upon? Maybe something does work well in a metabolic ward, but it doesn't necessarily have the same outcome when that's taken on by the general population. Hey folks, just spent the morning at a buffet going over some home enteral feeding stuff. I've also done a bit of reading around celiac disease, something at the start of the course I was really unfamiliar with, but I've enjoyed learning about it, and I feel I can competently help someone deal with their symptoms and give dietary advice. Just going over the nice guidelines for it as well, so you can see there's a lot of support out there, and going over the Celiac UK website as well, which is a fab resource for it. Lots of up-to-date info, really helpful, so that's been good. So now I'm off to have my COVID vaccination over at Royal Glamorgan Hospital. Just waiting to get jabbed. I'm at Royal Glamorgan Hospital and I've just had my COVID vaccine. So the first dose, I had the Pfizer one, which I understand is the one they tend to be giving to healthcare staff, whereas people in the community through their GP are having the Oxford one. So I had a little bit of a wait at the start just because I did have COVID right at the start of the month. One of the questions on there is, have you had it in the last 28 days? So it would have been 28 days tomorrow. But I understand the guidance is obviously they can take clinical consideration into mind, and as I'm fully recovered from it, there were no concerns. So yeah, good to have had it. I encourage everyone else out there to get it as well. Just heard across the room, one of the nurses was having a conversation about why it's kept so cold. I know that's been a concern with some people. And what they said is it's because there's no preservative in it, so it needs to be kept in aseptic conditions, and that's one of the reasons why it can be kept at a slightly warmer temperature for a short period of time. It just has to be cooled in the fridge, really. So there's my little record card, so I need to bring that along next time when I get the second dose. They're not booking them in yet because, as you've probably heard, they are extending the window between when the first and second dose is given. And also they are mix and matching, I'm told as well, which I was surprised with, but apparently the two vaccines are compatible, so that's something we can do, which means we may not have to come to a large site, because it was a bit of a drive to come up to Royal Glam, but cool to look around, big place. I do have my placement here next week, so it was good to have a look around, and I did find the dietetics department as well, so that was useful. So that's me done today now, so heading home. Gonna get some clinical reasoning tools churned out and finish reading around celiac disease. So another day done. Take care, guys.